All right, you know what it is. It's another rant about people complaining in general. So the PS5 Pro thing came out, and people seem to be upset about it for no particular fucking reason. I mean, they have reasons. I just think they're fucking dumb. Just like I think everything is fucking dumb when people complain about shit. When it comes to this hobby, which is what it is, it's a hobby. They're complaining about a luxury upgrade to what is already a luxury product. Well, let me like get into it. I've just been seeing just the amount of YouTubers, these quote unquote content creators that just I don't know what happened to this fucking thing. And when I say this thing, I just mean the, the enthusiasm around the hobby in general, the conversation around it, around gaming, where it's just it doesn't feel like there are any people that like this shit anymore. They just like to get on YouTube or Twitter and just get upset about shit that doesn't make a difference. It's again, it's a luxury upgrade to a luxury product. If like no one needs this thing, if the price upsets you, then just don't buy it or wait for it to go down, which is what I've always done because I love this hobby. I've been into it. Again, I have a backlog that stretches back generations. So I'm constantly playing old shit or new shit when it comes out that I'm interested in. It's just weird. Again, like the YouTubers that and it's YouTubers that I actually like that are being weirdly negative about this thing. It's just fucking weird because I'm trying to figure out what the fuck they actually wanted in a realistic sense. Like, okay, it's $700, cool. I'm not even gonna get into the economics or the state of the economy right now or inflation or any of that shit. It's just like what the fuck did you expect? I don't understand. You know what's going on. You know how much these graphics cards cost, how much these CPUs cost, and all these people that keep saying these PC gamers that keep talking about, why buy a console? Just get a PC and all this shit. 80% of the PC builds out right now don't run better than a baseline PS5 for the same price. They just don't. So again, get fucked with that. Hey, that and this industry, well, in game development, primarily progresses through the uniformity of console builds. So that's an even dumber point. That's why PC ports typically come out in rough condition because they're trying to figure out there's no through line. Again, there's to use the word again, there's no uniformity to most people's PC builds because everyone has different shit in their PCs. So these developers have to figure out how to make it run on everything. Like how can I make this game run on so and so's fucking potato build from wherever the fuck. So yeah, for this industry, you need consoles. You need these baseline performances, these builds that come out and they know what these developers know what they're working with. And then to the disk drive point. I felt the way about it when I first heard that I was gonna have a disk drive, but then I mean, let's be real. I was upset for a second, but let's be real. Why are we still pretending that physical media is a thing? It's really been relegated to a novelty for collectors, like for the past two generations. But like to be real, the past two and a half generations. And this is coming from someone who's been around since the original Nintendo. I was born in 88. My first console was a Nintendo. I've owned consoles, going up to this generation. I've always been into gaming my entire life, my entire 30 something years of life. I actually remember the time when you would have physical media and you would have instruction manuals with like great art and everything that you'd be reading on the car ride home, getting excited to play this game from like the screenshots and again the art that were inside these great instruction manuals. We haven't had good instruction manuals for again like two and a half generations. They just stopped working on that. So and most of the time when you have physical editions that come out now, it's just a code in a box. So that the whole disk drive thing, you can get fucked with that. People are pretending that they still buy physical. Again, novelty for collectors. No one's doing that. And so, it's just a bunch of it feels like it's just a bunch of people that want to pick apart something to complain about this thing and not to just like suck off Sony. Like I'm pretty sure like they're killing it right now when it comes to the big two. I don't count Nintendo as a part of this because like they are a toy company. They are a toy manufacturer to me, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, all these are basically fucking toys when you really get down to it. But I mean, yeah, the Switch, for the last ever since the Wii, I'd say Nintendo's gone full on. Nintendo's been a toy company, but Nintendo's gone full on. toy company. They don't try to compete with Microsoft or Sony when it comes to the console shit anymore, and they shouldn't have to. They work on the strength of their IPs, and they've got some strong ones. So does Sony, but it could be argued that they don't really capitalize on them as much as they used to. I mean, because people have been wanting a new Jack and Daxter game, people have been wanting new Sly, all this other stuff. Just look at the new Astrobot and look at the conversation around that. All the Easter eggs and stuff like that in there. People are saying, "Why don't you make a new game of this and make a new game of that?" But I feel like they're just saying it to say it, because you know, um, for them to do that, they would probably have to do remakes. Those remakes that people claim they fucking hate so much to get back into the swing of like trying to figure out what a new Sly game is, what a new Jack and Daxter game is, shit like that. Which gets me onto my point of people complaining about this generation of the PS5 having no games, which is weird to me because when they do have exclusives that come out, people outright shit on them without having played them, or they just well, yeah, that's it. They just shit on when the exclusive that like Rise of the Ronin. That was coming out. People just kept comparing it to Ghost of Tsushima, saying like oh well, I could just play Ghost of Tsushima. That's a better game and all this stuff without having played it. Even though those games play completely differently. I was seeing people, and this is from someone who platinumed Ghost of Tsushima. I was seeing people say shit like the combat in Ghosts was better than Rise of the Ronin, which is so fucking dumb. Ghost of Tsushima combat is so just fucking boilerplate, regular, degular. To compare it to Rise of the Ronin that has like combos, different move sets that you can get, all this other shit. That was just dumb. I don't know. I don't know why these people even have they shouldn't be allowed to make opinions. Same thing with in Forspoken. That was another exclusive that came out that people kept shitting on because of whatever. They kept saying bad writing, which is like dumb. Most games have whatever writing, but that I played that game. That game was fine. It was different. You guys keep clamoring for original shit. Original shit comes out and then you shit on it. So that's another one I don't get. Like you could say that you have like open world fatigue, but to say that that game was just not worth playing. Like it wasn't exclusive. Like I don't. Again, like I didn't even print out a list of exclusives that they had this generation because it's just you people are just fucking dumb, and you already know they have a slate of other ones coming out due to the leak. Insomniac leak and other shit that came out. There's a bunch of like single player Marvel games that are coming out. So whatever. And then people are obsessed with talking about Concord and how that failed. Like the whole 8 years in development thing. And which is dumb because it's like, think about where the space was 8 years ago. That was a calculated risk. People were like, I remember at the time, people were upset that, or they were saying that Sony was going to shift full on a live service. And it was like, no, they were putting different eggs in different baskets, so to speak. They were still focusing on single player stuff, but they were also thinking, oh, okay, well, people seem to like these online games, these service games, so why not dedicate some manpower to that? And that's what Concord was. Just didn't work out. I mean, but it's still too early to tell because after Secret Level comes out, the upcoming show on, I think it's going to come out on Amazon Prime. When the Concord episode hits, they might hit a new stride with people that are interested in the IP, and then all of a sudden they'll re-release it as a free-to-play or something else. Who knows? It's dead for now, but who's to say that it'll just stay dead? But yeah, people playing armchair executives saying that they wasted all this money on it. It's just again calculated risk. You would have done the same thing. It's like listening to people talk about Keiji Inafune and the shit he was trying to do back during the PS3 and 360 era when he saw the trend going more towards like the Western audience buying consoles. So that's that would be a whole nother thing. But it's just you people have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. If you were in charge of a business, all you'd say is dumb shit like, oh, I don't know, just keep making games. No market analyzing, no anything. Just dumb whatever the fuck you can think of, decisions. What else did I fucking write here? Oh yeah, the fact that people complain about some of these exclusives being available for the PS4 as well, so there's no point in getting a PS5. That's dumb as fuck because they run worse on the PS4. These games that you're talking about, like God of War or maybe like Hogwarts or whatever, they run better on a PS5 because they were developed for a PS5. The PS4 editions came out later. Same thing with Elden Ring. So yeah, that's just a dumb point, especially since most of you are always complaining about a lack of backwards compatibility, but you sort of have it here. So yeah, I don't get it. Like I don't know what you guys want. I mean, like third party games count as well. Like no one's really playing on Xbox. The numbers show that. I think you guys are just upset that Sony's quote unquote winning this, and then when it comes and to go back to the whole point of people saying you might as well get a PC. Again, I already made the point of most people, like 80%. I think it's actually documented that around 80%, I think more than that, of the PC builds out right now cannot outperform a PS5. And then the people that are still upset about the disk drive thing, like any of the people that play on Xbox, that's even weirder because most of you guys just tout how good Game Pass is. So you guys don't even buy physical shit. You play like the game's version of Netflix. So why are we still pretending that physical media is still a thing? Everyone's been downloading their games for the past 2.5 generations. Like, again, if you don't want this thing, just don't fucking buy it or wait for it to go down. Or just buy a regular PS5. Like if you guys keep like I don't like again, it goes back to my whole belief that most of you people that talk about games are not actually playing video games. I think you guys just watch people play video games on YouTube or Twitch and then base your opinions on that. You're a bunch of it's just like this hobby is surrounded by a bunch of bots, sheep, and fucking shoobies. People that just come in and just want to complain about shit that they're not playing, that they're not participating in. Like I was even watching the fucking puppet guy. I'm not gonna say his name. I saw a video that he just did where he's complaining about several shit with a PS5 Pro, and it's like, dude, you play Switch games. We're really gonna get into like you complaining about not noticing the difference between graphics and shit. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? You play Switch games. That's your whole fucking channel. So yeah, I don't get it. I have more to say, but I think I'll end it there. I didn't write enough notes. Yeah, fuck off.